In our first story tonight, Turkish Airlines has expressed interest in expanding its operations in Ghana with bigger aircraft sizes. The airline currently operates daily flight schedules from Accra to various destinations across the world. Speaking to Joy Business at the opening of the airline's new office in the airport area, the general manager said the airline was looking at the potential of the industry and is doing so by increasing its fleet sizes to boost their capacity.
According to the general manager of Turkish Airlines, Ferhat Yeli, the opening of the new office is a commitment by the airline to provide best services to customers in the rapidly growing aviation industry. Speaking to Joy Business, the general manager expressed the airline's interest in expanding its operations.
Ghana aviation sector is growing very, very fast. Then when we started in 2010, we just started daily, weekly flight. Now we are flying daily, and also we would like to change our aircraft type to wide-body aircraft. Now we are flying 737-900 ER, which is capacity is 165, 160. It's always change. We would like to increase our capacity.
On his part, special guest at the opening, Deputy Minister for Aviation Kwabna Ochedaku-Mensah said government is committed to supporting the growth of the industry. In an interview, he explained the ministry is currently working to address the issue of taxes on spare parts.
I think that for the aviation business, we've been giving them a lot of support. Currently, as we speak, we are building a new terminal building. We are installing new equipment for safety to enhance their business. As we speak, we've even written letters to all of them to give us the volume and value of the spare parts that they import into the country and to what extent government can help them with some tax incentives, because we strongly believe that aviation is key to development of this country.
Turkish Airlines commenced operations in Ghana in 2010. Globally, the company flies to 119 countries and 290 destinations. Sheila Tamaklu for Joy Business.
The Ministry of Energy has defended its position to turn the Tema oil refinery into a tank farm. A statement from the Deputy Energy Minister, Dr. Amin Adam, expressed surprise at how the CEO of TOR, Isaac Osei, handled the issue. Now, Dr. Amin thinks the TOR boss should have contacted the Energy Minister to seek further explanation. There is more in this report.
When the Energy Minister, Boakye Jako, first disclosed the plan to scrap the Tema oil refinery and turn it into a tank farm for the sole purpose of storing fuel, he got criticized publicly by one of his colleagues. The chief executive of TOR and a senior member of the governing party, Isaac Osei, was vehement in his rejection of the plan.
I didn't come to TOR to preside over its demise. I have not come here to run this company in order that we end up by scrapping it. And these are national assets. And as national assets, we should protect them. I don't think that the conversion into a tank farm is the way forward. I don't even know whether it is government policy.
He in fact warned any attempt to force through the plan to scrap TOR will cause financial loss to the state.
We've spent a lot of money rehabilitating the plant. We cannot, going forward, be accused of spending money and then scrapping TOR.
Well, there has since been a sharp rebuttal from the Energy Ministry. Deputy Energy Minister Mohammed Amin Adam, in a statement to JoyNews, noted that the ministry is surprised about the turn of events at TOR. He says, quote, "This is not the first time the minister publicly discussed this. If TOR has issues with the proposal, the response should not be a protest by the CEO and staff. The CEO has access to the minister and he can submit a counter proposal on this. This is how serious business should be conducted," end quote. He explained that the ministry had already discussed the plan with both the board chair and the CEO. He says there's a proposal to revamp TOR, and to do this, the ministry has proposed to support TOR to build a new refinery with a capacity to refine about 150,000 barrels of crude per day. He argues that the current capacity of 45,000 barrels is simply not enough. He says the new refinery needs storage, and government could leverage the storage TOR already has. The ranking member on the Mines and Energy Committee in Parliament, Adam Mutawakilu, rejects the explanation.
This announcement by the minister at OTC is quite a surprise to us. Because as a committee, I'm aware another refinery is coming. But turning Tor to a tank farm is something that we won't resist. We'll resist it.
The Energy Ministry's decision to scrap Tor and turn it into a storage facility comes at a time when Tor had invested heavily to revamp its operations. The refinery will this weekend, for the first time in a while, commence full operations. What will happen to staff if government carries out its plan? There are lots more questions that will require some answers.
Meanwhile, the Public Affairs Department of Tor says Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam's assertion that the board and management of the company were aware of the said proposal mentioned that the board, management and workers of Tor will never agree to any such proposal which seeks to turn Tor into a tank farm. Sharing his thoughts later on the situation, energy expert Ishmael Ejekumhene said the issues should be communicated effectively to all stakeholders if Cabinet has taken such a decision.
Personally, I am a little bit indifferent here. I have sympathies, or I have some sympathy for Tor, but over the years, Tor hasn't managed to convince all of us that they are prepared to do business. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I would like to say is that personally, I think it's if the policy has been made, the policy decision has been taken at the cabinet level, then it's up to the ministry to convince all stakeholders to come on board. And they need to convince and show entities like Tor why it is in the best interest of this nation to rather have a bigger refinery and convert. And because of the bigger refinery, you need a tank farm to be able to store the product before they are exported or they are sold to the domestic market. That decision, I believe, lies ultimately with the government of the day, but they have to do it in consultation with the people, all key stakeholders, so that we avoid this kind of banter going on in public with the Tor saying that they don't know about it and the workers saying that they don't know about it. If it's a policy that they intend implementing, then they have to engage all stakeholders properly so that this kind of public disagreement is avoided. If I heard the minister well, the first time he announced this policy or this intention to build a new refinery, he said they plan to build this new refinery next to the current Tor facility. And I'm not too sure they do have enough land there to construct this tank farm. But whether or not it must necessarily lead to the scrapping of the existing one, I would say no, depending on the location and depending on what they plan doing with this larger refinery. That's if they do have space for storage and all that, then why not? They don't need to scrap that. But if ultimately this is going to process all the crude or our daily petroleum, there are requirements as a nation where we need to do close to about 100,000 barrels or 120,000 barrels a day, then you want to ask yourself, in terms of the two, which one will be more efficient to be run? So at the end of the day, it becomes a question of economics as well as other considerations, whether if we were to, as a national asset, we want to keep Tor, or this new one will be serving the same role. But it doesn't necessarily have to mean that the existing Tor will have to be scrapped. But then it's the same market they're going to be servicing, and you wonder which one will be more efficient than the other. But building a new refinery, depending on the location, doesn't mean that the existing one should be scrapped.
You're watching Business Live. We want to take you back to the aviation sector. Government says it would still go ahead with the construction of the country's new airport at Pram. This is despite the completion of the new Terminal 3 at the Kotoka International Airport to boost airport operations and services. Now, one of the main reasons for considering building the new airport was because of capacity issues at Kotoka. But speaking to Joy Business at the opening of the new office in Accra by Turkish Airlines, Deputy Aviation Minister Kwabena Ochidaku-Mensah said they would move to develop the Pram Pram Airport once the Terminal 3 is fully operational.
It's still part of our vision to get the Pram Pram project going. But as you are aware, we've just built a 5 million capacity Terminal 3. It is prudent that we use that for some time and then start looking at Pram Pram. There are other issues that we are also looking at Pram Pram, issues of accessibility as part of the project, because it cannot be such a huge airport somewhere else and not connect properly. If you go to China, there are dedicated lanes to the airports. If you go to Sri Lanka, there are dedicated lanes to the airports. So for us, it's very important that we look at a holistic project and get it done. That project has been in the pipeline for a very long time, and we believe that after taking care of Terminal 3, these are the new projects we'll be tackling very soon.
State insurance company SIC has revealed all government buildings in the country are uninsured in breach of insurance laws. Managing Director Stephen Odro says some private commercial property owners have also failed to adhere to the law. He says the situation puts occupants and others who transact business in such facilities at a risk in an event of a disaster. Nanaya Ojima reports.
The National Insurance Act, Act 742 of 2006, mandates all commercial building owners to insure such property. It reads, every commercial building shall be insured against hazards of collapse, fire, earthquake, storm and flood, as well as the legal liabilities of an owner or occupier of premises in respect of loss of or damage to property, bodily injury, or death suffered by any user of the premises and third parties. However, since its inception, little has been done with regard to enforcement. Mr. Udo wants government to institute action on the matter.
To me, it's appalling. It's a state that must enforce it. That push, for example, if you take a mortgage, the bank will force you to buy home insurance. That will protect their investment in the house. Not until you finish paying the mortgage, the house doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the bank. You know, so if the bank can enforce it, how come the state can't enforce, you know, their own laws for commercial buildings to be insured? So it's the state.
Meanwhile, insurance companies are prioritizing public education to encourage property owners to undertake home insurance. Mr. Ojo again.
I cannot go and enforce it. All that I can do is to go and convince them that these are the reasons why you should insure your commercial buildings. None of the government buildings are insured. Yes. None of the, I'm telling you, most government vehicles are not insured. I'm telling us a fact. We are trying to sensitize them as to why they should do it.
Nanaya Ojima reporting.
In other news tonight, the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Carlos Ahenkwa, says his ministry will soon come up with a new policy to help to check how SMEs are shaped in the country. Speaking at the launch of the Vodafone Small and Medium Enterprises Ghana SME Ghana Awards 2018 on the theme Advancing the Continental Free Trade Agreement, the role of value chain actors in Ghana, Carlos Ahenkwa mentioned that businesses have to adapt to current business thinking in order to compete as equals on the global market. Ifwa Evans-Chinri reports.
The 5th edition of the Vodafone Small and Medium Enterprise Ghana Awards is set to go a step further in roping in micro businesses. Director of Events at Vodafone Small and Medium Enterprise Ghana Awards, Richard Noga, says micro enterprises form the chunk of businesses in Ghana and most of these businesses are doing well. He explained that in order to empower and sustain SMEs to be globally competitive, operators in the sector should be trained to adopt appropriate structures for the management of their businesses.
I think access to market is something we are tackling this year. And the challenge we have identified as organizers is the fact that our products are not really packaged well for the international market. So even the multinational shops in Ghana do not want to take our products. As organizers, we are independent. The jury is independent. The field assessment is also on its own. After these, they compile all and then they select who wins. We have a category, the overall best award. That one is also by the jury. And so until the day we have the awards, we have no idea who is winning.
Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Carlos Ahinkwa, says government through the ministry is undertaking several interventions to promote the growth of SMEs in Ghana.
The protocol mandates or requires us to hold the Standards Award, and the winners, the 3 winners of the 3 categories, will be moved onto an ECOWAS Standards Award scheme in Cote d'Ivoire, which happens every March, for a draw to be made there. So basically, the standards is a way to get companies within the ECOWAS sub-region living within international standards of production. We have immediately slotted the Standards Awards into the SMEGA program, where the SME Awards is going to endow 3 categories of these standards that we're talking about. And the winners from therefrom will be pushed to go to Cote d'Ivoire the following year to stand for in the name of Ghana to do as honors. You see, as we speak, one of the big challenges that SMEs face is, especially those with branches all over the country, is how to even identify that people that claims to be working for them are in that employment.
The Vodafone Small and Medium Enterprise Ghana Awards 2018 will be held on the 20th of September in Accra.
The General Manager of HR at Heritage Bank, Amma Lawson, has urged corporate bodies to set aside some funds for coaching their employees. According to her, the need for external coaching is essential to help employees meet the company's objectives. She spoke on the sidelines of an event organized by the Association of Coaching Practitioners in Accra to celebrate this year's International Coaching Week. Bismarck Awuse has more.
Association of Coaching Practitioners organized the event to discuss how coaching can be a powerful tool to address some of the pressing challenges facing the nation. The event brought together a blend of coaches from state-owned, private and foreign enterprises to share their knowledge on the benefits of coaching in various fields of work. A panelist, who is also General Manager of HR at Heritage Bank, Madam Amma Lawson, in an interview with Joy Business, spoke about the need for institutions to set aside some funds to facilitate coaching of their employees.
Training actually take a substantial part of the budget, because if you look at the number of employees that you have and the fact that every individual must go through some kind of training to be able to deliver the organizational objective, it's important that you put a budget to it and ensure that it happens. You will agree with me that coaching is a key differentiator. It's important that we set aside some funds to engage external coaches, or coach to help individuals or employees who have some kind of challenge in delivering on their objectives.
On her part, General Manager for Manpower Planning and Training at ECG, Flora Korango, underscored the effects coaching could have on the impending privatization of the ECG.
You've heard about privatization of ECG. Now, if it should come on, most probably next year, a concession will take over. Some nuclear staff will be with restructured ECG. The bulk of our staff will be with the new company. Now, I'm glad also to announce coaching has started to determine who goes where before the concession takes place.
The coordinator of the Association of Coaching Practitioners, Ghana,
Taka Awuri says the essence of coaching is to harness good corporate governance.
I think what we're finding in Ghana is in some ways we have a crisis around values. And many of us are feeling quite frustrated in that often we say one thing, but we do another. We're finding so many stories around corruption, about various people not working along an alignment with the values that they're seeing. And we recognize that it's time to start asking ourselves some hard questions. We need to start looking within to see what's going on within. And this is what coaching can do. Coaches enable and work with clients to actually increase their self-awareness, to look at ways in which they're not acting in alignment with their values, acting in ways that are not enabling them to perform up to standard. And this is why we think right now coaching can be a powerful tool for transformation in the country.
The 2018 International Coaching Week, organized by the Association of Coaching Practitioners, was under the theme Partnering for Our Transformation Through Coaching. Bismarck Ausa, Joy Business.
Now, a team of experts judging business ideas from participants of the Cosmos Innovation Center Agritech Challenge say they are impressed with the pitches so far. The first competitive pitch event saw 19 teams presenting solutions they wish to provide to resolve some challenges within the agricultural value chain. My colleague Adelaide Arthur witnessed the presentations and our reports.
The ideation team were presented with innovative business ideas that sought to link farmers to aggregators and processors, provide crop and fish farmers with vital information that will enhance production and access to credit, as well as help farmers to control pests and enrich soil. The panel of judges, drawn from the agribusiness sector and academia, had this to say about the agribusiness ideas presented.
In order to have innovations that will stand the test of time and make an impact in the sector, you have to understand the contextual or the cultural experiences of agriculturalists within the economy. And this group seems to have a good handle of that. And of course, that's also attributable to the fact that they have very, very diverse individuals, mentors, and then people who are actually specializing in the agricultural sector on their teams, helping them.
Apart from producing the pest traps, which we already have, we are going to be introducing
Nella and Ernestina, who want to start a pest control company called FarmCure, are satisfied with their performance and are confident they will proceed to the next stage of the competition.
Today's pitch has also increased my hopes a lot because we really had a good feedback. That is also another. And then we have a unique product that we are bringing up on the market, which will be very unique to the Ghanaian community as a whole. So I'm very positive. The ideation team, they have no choice. I mean, they just have no choice but to side with us on this. Yeah, and
you also feel the same. Yes, they really have because there was no problem with all I pitched today, and we have a good product. So if you are counting the pitches, the products, I think we are top notch.
Cosmos Energy is also excited about the progress the young entrepreneurs are making. Vice President and Country Manager Joe Mensah says the Cosmos Innovation Center Agritech Challenge is focusing on agriculture because of its value to the nation.
KIC, when we developed it, was to find a way to engage the youth and have them do something sustainable. We just happened to chance on picking agriculture as the first sector because it has been the mainstay of the country. And everybody's seeing the impact.
For the past 2 years, you've invested in 6 startups, and I understand the amount was $50,000 US. Yes. This year, will there be an increase? Do you plan to increase, or it's just going to be the same amount?
To be honest with you, when our philosophy was to just handle 2 companies. So the first year we picked 2. The second year, they were all so good that other entities wanted to be part of it. So Cosmos is actually funding 2, and then the other 2 have been funded by other companies, to a total of 6. And I'm pretty sure that with the quality that we're seeing today and the sort of collaboration and calls that we are receiving from other entities, we are very sure that we will be able to push more through.
Judges are scoring the teams who will be told in the next few days whether or not they will be eliminated or make it to the next stage. Adelaide Arthur, Joy News, Accra.
All right, we are ending with our interview of the day, obviously, and it's finally here at the Maiden Joy FM Corporate Jam, an event set to offer an opportunity for networking and bonding between the multimedia family and the business community. It's past 5, so I'm sure that you must be winding up from work. Join us this evening at the Soho Bar at Marina Mall Airport for this engagement. And let's hear from some of the people who are coming, some staff of Glyco and First National Bank who just can't wait for tonight's program.
It's going to be a stress reliever, you know. We're going to come in our numbers. We're going to make it a party that no one has seen before. You should expect more from First National Bank, you know. We have everything that you need, so don't worry. Just expect us there.
Do you have any favorite songs like you're expecting to, you know?
You know, there are a couple of new songs, but I wouldn't want to go into that now. I just wait to see me there that day, and then you see the FMB side of me. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be
some moonwalk like that.
Oh, more than moonwalk, man. We've been working for the whole week, so we expect an action-packed day. We're there to let loose, take our tie off, and just spoil the place. That day we shaku and everything. So yeah, we're there for you.
You know, we have other corporate bodies coming. Yesterday we spoke to Glyco. They are saying that we should watch out for the floor. I don't know what you want to tell them though, because it looks like they mean the same.
All I can tell you that FMB, First National Bank Ghana, we always bring the party. That's all I can tell you. Just wait on it. We are there to chill and chill well.
All right. I dance to any danceable music. Yes. Anything that is danceable, just see me on the floor.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Then this Friday is, I don't know.
Trust me, you're going to enjoy Glyco.
This is Mrs. Angela Asante. She's the national sales head for Glyco General, and she just told me that you have to sing for her, Angela, before she speaks.
Oh, that's my favorite.
So you have to sing that chorus before she's a very...
I think I can try with the chorus and see what... You to give me joy, Angela.
I personally think they actually, Kwame Eugene did it for me. Because yes, indeed I like the hip life fighters now. Yeah, Kwame Eugene, Kido, I like all of them actually. And so to talk of this stress.
One of your favorite songs, what? Freedom. Shut up.
Oh yeah. It's the shortest song and I love it. I guess it's the only song I can sing from beginning to end. Because it's only 2 words.
You're gonna sing for us.
Oh no, actually no. No, not today. No.
You're gonna sing and I'm gonna dance.
Oh, the voice.
About the voice, we leave it for them. We are just, you know, lovers of the song. So just do something.
Freedom. My name is Shatawale. That's my best.
And it definitely promises to be fun tonight at the Soho Bar, so you want to make your way there, corporate people. That'll be it for Business Live tonight. My name is Darryl Carl. Thanks for watching. We're back same time next week.